Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is now 11:11 a.m. Central and 12:11 p.m. Eastern, and you have a live look at an ongoing tornado approaching the city of Dothan, Georgia. Now, this has been a supercell that has produced a tornado off and on for the past 30 minutes or so, but there's almost certainly a strong tornado ongoing right now just off to the north of Gretna, Florida, as a big old velocity couplet there matches with that large CC drop on the correlation coefficient. So again, that is usually indicative of an ongoing tornado, and that's certainly the situation that we have ongoing here. You'll notice that we have a very, very strong area of inflow on our reflectivity signature as well. So again, this is more than likely a strong tornado ongoing in the Florida Panhandle. Now, again, this supercell did actually produce a strong tornado as well earlier today, back closer to the Panama City region. It was actually a little bit closer to Dufaniak Springs rather than anywhere else, though. Again, you can kind of see where that velocity couplet tightened up quite a bit as it moved over I-10 towards Ponce de Leon, and again, that's kind of what we're starting to see as this approaches Esto, Graceville, and Dothan. So if you are included in this tornado warning, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, I'm not going to hammer this home this stream, but I would just like to say, we did talk about this last night. We uploaded a last-second forecast. I was thinking about not doing it at all because I really was worried I was going to get flamed if this did not perform, but it absolutely did, so I'm very glad that we decided to do that, and I appreciate all you guys that supported me with that decision because, again, that absolutely verified, so I'm very glad that we were able to get the word out, 8, 9, even 10 hours in advance to these tornadoes before anybody else. So, again, I really do appreciate everybody that tuned in and watched last night's forecast. Again, I am very, very happy that this did end up verifying, but obviously it's very sad as well to see this intense of a tornado ongoing near this populated of an area. So we've really got to focus in here. Again, a large drop there still evident on the correlation coefficient values. Again, this tornado is going to be approaching Bethlehem, Ord's Crossroads, and Esto over the next 10 to 20 minutes. So if you're in this area, you need to be either underground, in a storm shelter, or on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, this is an ongoing tornado near Bethlehem. This is right up along the Florida-Georgia state line here, actually. So again, currently we're watching this move through portions of the Florida Panhandle, but within the next 10 20 minutes, this is likely going to be on the Georgia side. Tornado watch does remain in effect here for portions of parts of Alabama, rather. But the tornado watch does remain in effect for southwestern Georgia, southeastern Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle here. That's going to be going out for the next 5 hours and 46 minutes, as a couple more strong tornadoes remain a possibility if we do get any discrete activity in this mess of slopvection. So we'll see what happens with these over the next couple of hours, but again, right now we need to focus in on what's ongoing, and this is a confirmed tornado west of Hoover Mill approaching Bethlehem. So if you're in this area, we need you to be seeking shelter immediately. So give me just a second here. But, again, this is looking like a pretty intense tornado ongoing, so if you do know anybody in this area, make sure to send them this stream. Unfortunately, we don't have any chasers on the ground for this one because, again, this was looking like a very, very conditional threat until last second last night, where we had everything uptick at the wrong time. So, again, this tornado is currently going to be located north of I-10. Again, here was your correlation coefficient drop as this tornado was on the ground earlier. I guess we may need to go back over to the Panama City radar to look at it, because the original tornado that this one produced really wasn't that intense, but you'll notice that we did have a decently large CC drop there as this crossed over I-10 near Douglas Crossroads and Ponce de Leon. And again, obviously that is starting to become more evident here again as we have a ongoing strong tornado approaching the communities of Esto and Noma. So give me just a second here. All right. Again, just trying to get a community post out really quickly. Okay, so again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. What's up, Orcs? What's up, Kevin? Yeah, again, that's a CC drop there, making it pretty evident that this is a decently intense tornado. Again, as this approaches Esto and Noma, there's going to be quite a few trees to pick up. There's also quite a few homes and even a couple of mobile homes out here. That's another thing. If you are out here in a mobile home, you need to make sure that you are evacuating and finding a more substantial structure to get into because, again, mobile homes don't do well with any sort of elevation of winds, and whenever you see a tornado that's this intense, it's not going to make it, most likely. So if you're in a mobile home, you want to make sure that you're getting out of there and getting into the nearest sturdy structure. If you can't, last resort option is to lie flat in a ditch. Obviously, that is a last resort option, though, but it is better than laying in a mobile home. So, again, we're going to continue to watch this tornado move east-northeastward. This is going to eventually be approaching the general vicinity of Dothan, Alabama. So we'll see if that does end up happening or not. Again, there's a chance that because this tornado is in a pretty primed environment for tornadic activity, that does end up occurring. However, I would also like to note there are several mergers along the way, and that could potentially kill this cell entirely. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, we're kind of just waiting for the next CC scan, the next velocity scan here, because we don't have any chasers. We don't have any live cameras on the ground here. We don't really have any information whatsoever. So I believe, is this, no, this is old information. I don't know why I just got the notification for a new tornado warning, but, again, continuing to watch this tornado here north of I-10. This is going to be approaching Esto and Graceville. Again, just taking a look at the future track here on the HRRR model, you'll notice that we're going to have the potential for a couple more supercells to produce strong tornadoes as we go into the evening time hours here. 2, 3, 4 p.m. A couple more tornadoes can't be ruled out there. And then again, maybe a very brief tornado possible after 5 p.m. somewhere in either the northern portion of Florida or far southern Georgia, anywhere that we do get that discrete convection. Outside of that, I think it's mostly just going to be damaging winds. But we do have a marginal risk of severe weather going out for parts of Montana and Idaho today, actually. This is mainly just for the threat of some very, very lightly elevated gusty winds there. Wouldn't rule out in kind of the evening to early nighttime hours, so we'll watch out for that, but I really don't think it's going to be anything to worry about too much. And then going into tomorrow, we have ourselves another dual marginal risk of severe weather, one of them going out for the southeast quadrant and one of them going out for parts of the northern plains. Now, after the way that this morning performed, I wouldn't be shocked if they were to upgrade this southern mode to a slight risk of severe weather, because other than the convection being left over from the night before, tomorrow's setup is looking almost identical to today's. So we'll see what happens with that, but again, good chance that they do upgrade that to a slight risk of severe weather driven by a 5% tornado probability, which, by the way, we do have for today. And then going even into Monday here, we've got ourselves another marginal risk of severe weather for the southeast quadrant. Again, this is a very weird and interesting system. It's kind of like a tropical storm, but it's also not tropical at the same time. It's very hard to explain. I heard, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, I was watching a max velocity weather forecast, and he put it, I think, the best way possible. This is a atmospheric river, but for the Gulf Coast, which, obviously, if you don't know, atmospheric rivers occur in the Pacific Northwest. They don't occur in the Gulf too much, so very interesting to see for sure. Again, it's something that we're going to watch, but I don't think it's going to bring us anything too intense. Usually systems like this at this time of year don't bring any sort of major tornado threat. Again, today's is obviously something that we've been watching, but it's not like we're seeing a full-blown tornado outbreak or anything like that. So again, intense tornado remains ongoing here just south of Bethlehem in Florida. Again, we are seeing gate-to-gate shear here at around 100 miles an hour, so the potential for this to be a strong tornado is decently high. Again, there's a little bit of a debris fallout going on here. Again, it looks like this tornado may have occluded, but if you were in this area, you do need to remain on your safe spot. So we'll continue to watch that as that approaches Highway 231. That's most likely to make its way south of Dothan, even if it does make it that far. So we should be A-okay in the Dothan metro area, but just be prepared and keep in mind you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 40 minutes here. So keep that in mind. Heavy rain, lightning, gusty winds, all can't be ruled out. So going back over our weather pattern that we're entering here for the next several days, we mentioned how the 15th, 16th, and 17th look quite active. Well, the Storm Prediction Center evidently agrees. They have issued a Day 6 slight risk equivalent 15% probability of severe weather within 25 miles of any given point for pretty much the entirety of the central Midwest here. Again, this includes southwest Michigan, southern Wisconsin, extreme southeast Minnesota, eastern Iowa, eastern Missouri, far northwest Kentucky, most of Indiana, extreme northwest Ohio, and the entire state of Illinois is included in it. Again, we are watching an environment that is going to be very heavily caped and quite a bit of wind shear in play as well, and that is going to lead to potentially a very large high-end severe weather event here in portions of the Midwest on the 15th. So again, we will be live for this event, most likely, depending on the timing. It looks like it's going to be kind of an evening to early nighttime thing, so we should be good to go. Again, Your instability values are just extreme, to say the least. I mean, this is what they're going to be looking like, estimated by the GFS, obviously, so this is going to change, but this is not even a high-res model, and it's able to scan between 4,500 and 5,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE across parts of northwest Kentucky and southwest Indiana. And again, as we mentioned, the 16th and the 17th don't look any less intense. I mean, the 17th is going to have even more instability. We're talking, 5,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE across the Tulsa metro area. Obviously, wind shear plays a huge part in whether you're going to see severe weather or not as well, and boy oh boy do we have quite a bit of that. If we can go ahead and switch over to the winds at the 500 millibar level here, you're going to notice that we do have... Why are they not working? Okay, well I guess they're not going to switch over to winds at 500 millibar level, but you know what I mean. Any good stuff cooking for the 23rd to the 30th? Well, again, as of right now, it's a little early to say, but I will say the general pattern looks to be pretty favorable for severe weather. So I hope you're doing well, Jesse. And we now have a PDS tornado warning for portions of Florida and Alabama. So if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. Again, you need to run, not walk to your safe spot. This is a strong tornado ongoing, approaching Dothan, Alabama. Again, if you're in this area, you need to run, not walk to your safe spot. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Again, this is a strong and, again, potentially very intense tornado ongoing east of Bethlehem. So if you're in this area, we need you to go now. Not in 5 minutes, not in 10 minutes, but now. Again, this is a strong tornado ongoing. This is going to be approaching Noma, Esto, Graceville, and areas south of Dothan, Alabama over the next several minutes. So please, please, please take that tornado warning seriously and take shelter. Again, this is not a normal tornado warning. This is a PDS. That stands for particularly dangerous situation. So again, this is a strong and, again, very large tornado potentially ongoing south of Dothan, Alabama. So again, PDS tornado warning now in effect here for portions of the Florida Panhandle and southern Alabama. Give me just a second here. Again, this is a large tornado ongoing. So, if you're in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Again, this is going to be crossing the Florida-Alabama state line very soon. Dude, I'm so happy we put out that forecast last night. I mean, again, I don't want to, brag about that too much, because this is obviously a very sad thing to see, but, I mean, that was good timing, to say the least. But again, this is a very serious situation here. Again, gate-to-gate shear being measured at about 115 miles an hour as this approaches Ard's Crossroads and Holland's Crossroads. So if you're in this area, again, you need to remain in your safe spot. Again, this is going to be approaching areas west of Graceville. I would also like to note we do have a couple other little thunder showers, kind of turned supercells appearing here near Chipley and Mariana. They're kind of already developing that supercellular look to them on the reflectivity, so we'll see what happens here. But again, good chance that those try and rotate as well. The only thing is they're likely going to get swallowed up here by our big supercell that's actively producing our strong tornado. So again, if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. Again, large tornado ongoing, to say the least. Again, I mean, big CC drop, not necessarily anymore. They kind of issued that PDS tornado warning a couple minutes late, but, anyway. Again, not a whole lot else to watch right now. Really just the one storm that we're taking a look at here, but again, it's one storm. All it takes is one. Very intense PDS tornado ongoing. Again, that's going to be approaching areas west of Graceville. And, again, we're going to see if this makes its way all the way to Dothan, or Dothan. But if it does, that will be a very serious situation. Obviously, Dothan is a highly populated area in southern Alabama. So we're going to hope that that doesn't happen. We're going to hope that this thing occludes. But, I mean, it's really going to take a couple of destructive cell mergers to do that. Again, going back over to the HRRR model here, you're going to notice that this environment is very heavily caped. We've got about 1,500 to 2,000 joules per kilogram of surface-based cape. We've also got ourselves plenty of wind shear, nothing to worry about in that department. We've got ourselves 50 to 60 knots of shear within the first 6 kilometers of the atmosphere. Again, our significant tornado parameter values are actually quite elevated out here. Again, this was an event that kind of last night I lost confidence in because at a certain point because it kept shifting later and later, so it's kind of iffy. I was like, is this really going to happen? Is this really not? But there we go. Again, I don't want to claim to be some insane Omega forecaster that knows everything, because I'm definitely not. But I will say that that forecast was put out at the right time. That's what I'll say. Thank you, Case 3. Yeah, Storm Media, or PA Storm Trackers is not live. I just forgot to change that in time, so that's my fault. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick, actually. I don't think we have any Chasers live right now, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll just go over to the sub count here. Let's see if we can hit 4,250 subs today. I think that's entirely possible. That's a quarter of the way to 5,000 on top of the 4,000. That made no sense, but you know what I mean, if you do. Otherwise, you don't. I hate when it does this. There's nothing I can do. All right, refresh it maybe. Give me just a second here, guys. Sorry. Okay. 4,250. Oh my gosh, it did it again. We gotta get rid of these donos as well. Again, I was not prepared. I wanted to go just straight into this, because obviously a pretty significant situation whenever you've got a strong tornado ongoing in a metro area. Not quite in a metro area, but getting close to it. Approaching a metro area. Case 2, the tornado is going to be located over Ard's Crossroads in the Florida Panhandle. This is going to be approaching Noma, Esto, and Fayette. Again, this is right up along the Florida-Alabama state line. Again, eventually this is going to be approaching Dothan. And if that does happen, that would be a pretty significant problem. Obviously, Dothan's very populated. And there's a good chance that it does, unfortunately, with all these mergers coming in. If all these are constructive cell mergers rather than destructive cell mergers, we could have something happen here. So, again, Dothan, Alabama, you're fine as of right now, but you've got to be ready to seek shelter if necessary. Again, it looks like it would likely go off to your west if it made it that far, but we're not too certain. It has plenty of time to change course. Yeah, this rotation is wrapping back up. So, again, good chance that we still have an ongoing tornado here. It didn't send you a notification that I was live. Yeah, I noticed there were a lot of, we kind of had a lot of people that usually tune in that weren't here, so I kind of wondered if that was going on. New velocity scan looks concerning. Looks like it's sighting more. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Again, just southwest of Esto, there's where your likely ongoing tornado is going to be once again. Again, it definitely occluded there for a few seconds, but it's entirely possible that this is back on the ground. West of Highway 79. So if you're in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot. Again, this is a particularly dangerous situation. Yep. So again, you can see the debris signature on the CC deepened again. So this is still an ongoing tornado. Will Albany see anything? I mean, it's entirely possible. Again, I think at this point the storm mode is going to be a little bit more messy, a little bit more garbage, but the environment overall is still going to be pretty decent. So there's a decent chance they end up seeing a tornado or two. It would be anywhere from kind of 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Books, bricks, and boards in the chat. So again, ongoing tornado here near Hall and Crossroads. Again, this is approaching Fayette. Again, there's your debris signature. This is indicative of your pieces of homes, trees, whatever, being lofted up thousands of feet up into the atmosphere and reflecting back onto the radar. That's what this blue splotch is. Again, basically what this product is doing, this is scanning the atmosphere here for what looks the same and what looks different. Everything that looks the same, just rain and such, it's going to appear as that like pinkish purplish color. Whenever you see something like this, that's indicative that there's something there that's not supposed to be. And match that up with your velocity couplet, and you've got that strong area rotation. That's an ongoing tornado. So again, this is right over Hall and Crossroads. This will be approaching Fayette. Again, if you're in this area, you need to be in your safe spot. I mean, again, this is a strong tornado ongoing here, guys. Not a lot else to say. Again, we don't have any live views of this. We don't have any chasers out here because this is, again, a threat that was not expected to be big until about 1 a.m. last night. But again, this is a strong tornado heading for a very populated area, so you've got to run to your safe spot. Again, the areas in most danger in particular are going to be Esto, Bethlehem, Yeah, this was a huge debris signature whenever it touched down at first. This is whenever I sprinted in here to go live. So, again, if you're in this area, you need to be in your safe spot, without a doubt. Again, this is right over Holland Crossroads. Again, I mean, this is an extremely dangerous situation here for Noma and Esto. Strong tornado imminent. Yep, that debris signature is getting deeper again. I mean, this is a very long tracking tornado. This has been on the ground for a good 20-25 minutes. So, again, as this approaches Dothan, we have to really watch out and take this seriously, because this is nothing to play around with, guys. Again, quite unfortunate that this is heading for a pretty populated area. But, again, significant tornadoes still on the ground west of Highway 231. Again, this is a particularly dangerous situation. This is a life-threatening tornado. Again, at 11:20 a.m. Central Daylight Time, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 10 miles north of Bonifay, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. Again, very unfortunate to see. But again, not a whole lot we can do here other than just wait for this to occlude. Again, everybody south of Dothan needs to be in their safe spot immediately. I mean, if this if this gets too close to Dothan, this is going to be a devastating situation. It almost looked like it was trying to develop a secondary area of circulation around here, 11:05, right as the tornado touched down. It looks like it had kind of two areas of circulation there. I mean, this is a huge damaging tornado, guys. So, again, you've got to be either underground in a storm shelter or on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows, obviously, and in an interior room. Again, this is approaching... Oh, that was bad. This is approaching Dothan, Malvern, and surrounding areas. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a very significant tornado ongoing. That new CC drop is huge. Again, this is a damaging tornado ongoing. This thing is huge. So if you are in this area, you've got to run to your safe spot. Again, this is a damaging tornado ongoing. This is over a 2-mile wide debris signature, visible on reflectivity and everything. So again, if you're out here, you've got to run, not walk to your safe spot, guys. Again, I'm not trying to be scary and all, but we have 132 miles per hour going one way on the velocities. So again, this is a life-threatening situation. If something like this approaches downtown Dothan, we could legitimately see a tornado emergency for this. Again, if you are out here, you have to get either underground or in a safe spot. Again, this is a destructive tornado ongoing near Esto and Noma. Again, this is a deadly tornado approaching Dothan, Alabama. Again, this is awful. This thing is huge. I mean, again, we're not gonna pre-rate anything before anybody asks, because it's inevitable every time. But this is a destructive tornado, to say the least. Again, right in between Esto and Noma, deadly tornado was ongoing here. Luckily, it literally went right in between both Esto and Noma. That's the good news. But I mean, there are obviously still structures out here. Again, whatever it hit, it just decimated, because this is a very large debris signature. Very large. Again, this is a huge and deadly tornado ongoing near Esto. This has been on the ground for almost half an hour, and it's continuing to wreak havoc here along the Florida-Alabama state line. So if you are out here, you need to run, not walk to your safe spot. This is an extremely dangerous situation, a life-threatening situation. Again, we're trying to do all we can here to really hammer that home, but there's still going to be the odd person that says, oh, it's fine, I've lived here in Alabama for 38 years, I was through the 2011 super outbreak. Doesn't matter. This is a deadly situation. Again, there's your velocity couplet. This tornado is crossing the Florida-Alabama state line as we speak over Mill Branch. Again, this is a deadly situation. Potentially destructive tornado ongoing. My goodness. So, again, hopefully that's starting to occlude. It looks to be the case. It underwent a big old destructive cell merger there. Now it really doesn't even have an inflow notch, but either way, not good. Again, that was a very, very significant tornado. So... okay. So again, watching this move towards areas like Fayette. Again, this is a large and destructive tornado ongoing near Esto, Florida, if you are just now tuning in. Again, huge debris signature as of one scan ago. Also, you'll notice those velocities were very intense. So, again, Fayette, Rehoboth, Slocomb, you guys need to be in your safe spot now. Again, preferably underground or in a storm shelter. If you're in a mobile home, you got to get out. Again, very intense tornado ongoing. And again, this has been on the ground for a good half hour. So, extremely dangerous situation for areas southwest of Dothan, Alabama. Again, this is a life-threatening tornado. Again, I mean, if it legitimately, if it hit that strength while it was in the Dothan metro, this could have gone tornado emergency. I really think that this thing is quite a bit stronger than what it looks even on the radar products, because this is a very rural area and it still managed to pick up oh, that was bad voice crack, so much debris. Again, this is approaching Fayette. So Fayette, again, be in your safe spot now. You've got about 5 minutes. Malvern, you've got about 10 to 15 minutes. Slocomb, same thing. So be ready. Be in your safe spot. Again, very strong tornado ongoing here. If you know anybody out here in this area, you got to give them a call. Make sure they're doing okay. Send them the stream, whatever. But you need to make sure they're doing all right, because this is an extremely dangerous situation. And it looks to me like this is still an ongoing tornado. Debris signature looks to have gotten a little bit deeper there. So even if it's not quite as strong, it's still on the ground, and we need to take that seriously. So if you are anywhere included in this tornado warning here, you need to be in your safe spot from Slocomb all the way over to Madrid. You got to be ready, and you got to be either underground or in a storm shelter. Strong tornado ongoing. Additionally, as we noted earlier, these supercells near Jacob City are starting to rotate here a little bit. Again, these are in an environment where they're going to be able to do something pretty impressive, most likely. So we'll watch those if they don't get sucked up by our big supercell here pretty soon. So again, for anybody just now tuning in, this is a tornado, strong tornado ongoing crossing the Florida-Alabama state line. This is approaching Fayette and Big Creek in southeastern Alabama here. Again, strong tornado ongoing via all the radar products. So, again, there's your velocity couplet. Thank you, Michael. What's up, Butterfly? Again, this is a deadly situation here for areas southwest of Dothan, Alabama. I will say this tornado is likely going to include here pretty soon, though, because more and more of these destructive cell mergers are coming in, probably going to kill its potential pretty quickly. But again, even these supercells here that are developing off to the southeast, they are pretty intense, pretty quickly. So again, you need to be in your safe spot if you're out here. Moral of the story. Again, even if there's not an ongoing tornado, there's still debris fallout here, just northeast of Noma. This has officially crossed the state line from Florida to Alabama. But, again, anywhere on the Alabama side of the state line here, it is your best interest to be in your safe spot. Because there's a good chance that this thing does try to recycle. It has done so before. Again, we're awaiting to see reports of damage and photos of damage out of the Esto area. It's probably going to be a pretty significant one. Again, I mean, we had 132 against 30, so 162 mile an hour gate-to-gate shear. I mean, this was a strong tornado. Strong one. And again, just one last time. I'm not going to say it. That's bad. Again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm happy about this situation, because obviously I'm not. But I will say we forecasted very accurately for this one. Nobody believed me. Everybody in chat was clowning on me. I think it's going to hit Dothan directly, because I think it's going to be gone by then. But if you are in Dothan, you need to keep in mind that you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. And this supercell will bring you still some heavy rain and lightning, if nothing else. So again, noticeable rotation developing east of Jacob City. But again, now occluding tornado here is likely still pieces of homes, trees, whatever, a few thousand feet up into the atmosphere there southwest of the dead. So you need to remain in your safe spot. The dangerous part with the tornado is the debris that it throws around. A lot of you guys in Alabama probably know that, but it's not, getting sucked up into the tornado. That's not really what happens. It's the debris. I got it. I got it. Well, that's great. PDS brother intercept. His iPad is tweaking. Yeah. Very much so. It's not his, but... Ding, 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 ding. That was going off all morning while I was trying to take a nap because I only got 2 hours of sleep last night, and I was legitimately about ready to just... Yeah, I stayed up until about 3:30, then I had to get up at 5:40 a.m., which was okay because I wanted to watch what was going on anyways. Because I kind of figured it'd be around 5-6 a.m. for the peak time frame of this event. And I just voice cracked the iPhone charging sound. You live right east of Dothan, so you'll get a good view. Just make sure that you're being careful out there. Again, you're likely going to be pretty far off to the east of our main supercell here, but keep in mind these supercells just east of you, these are already developing rotation. So even if you're east of Dothan, you still need to be ready. Again, I've been trying to stop calling it Dothan, because it's not Dothan, and I know that it annoys everybody from the city. That's probably the most corrected town name I've ever gotten and not changed. I just forget. What's up, Blaine? So, go back to whenever this thing was around the Esto area. We had a very powerful tornado ongoing in between Esto and Noma. We had 165 mile an hour gate-to-gate shear with a large debris signature. Again, likely going to see some very, very extreme damage there to homes and businesses. Again, no longer an ongoing tornado, but we're going to continue to watch this because it could recycle. It's done so multiple times. So if you are in downtown Dothan, you need to be ready to seek shelter. You need to be ready. Again, some of these supercells just off to the east developing some broad rotation already in the very early stages of their development phase. So areas like east of Dothan, like Ashford and Vaughan, even Columbia, you guys need to be ready. Because there's a pretty good chance that those do strengthen up pretty soon. Did I say Dothan again? Again, still an elevated pocket of velocities here. All right, they did just downgrade this to a radar-indicated tornado warning finally. Again, no longer an ongoing tornado, but you need to treat it like one because there's a good chance that this does touch down again. It's done it twice now. And potentially more. So, give me just a second here. Again, I hope that folks out here really did take that forecast last night seriously, because again, I didn't even have full confidence that it was going to perform. I said multiple times that it was a conditional risk, so I don't want to act like I knew this was going to happen. But the Energizer tornado. Who just messaged me? Who is this? What? Okay, whatever. Whatever. Alright. My sub count is down. Yeah, the thing keeps popping up. Unfortunately, no matter how many times I refresh it, it's going to do that. What if I thought it was going to work for a second. I got trolled. Well, whatever. Again, if you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe. We do this every day for areas all across the country, whether it's hurricanes, winter storms, or severe weather. We've got you covered. Again, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are obviously optional. But I really do appreciate you guys that do go above and beyond and decide to donate. So, again, this tornado is going to continue to approach the Dothan metro area here over the next 20 minutes or so. Again, you'll see all those little cell mergers this thing's absorbing. It's possible this does try to recycle. So we're going to keep watching this. So Bauer, however you pronounce that. Again, circulation much more broad now west of Fayette, to say the least. So, no longer an ongoing tornado here. But we'll continue to watch it to see if it does recycle one. Some of this southwestern Alabama convection is probably going to struggle to do anything, for anybody wondering. It's in an environment that's not nearly as impressive as a little bit off to the east. Our instability values are a little bit lower. Our shear is also not quite as impressive. And overall, it's just not nearly as conducive of an environment for a tornado threat. So out there in southwest Alabama, you're fine, for anybody wondering. But yeah, again, we're awaiting photos and videos of damage from the Dothan metro area, or southwest of the Dothan metro area, rather. Give me just a second here. Okay. No, nothing indicative of damage yet. But, again, we got to keep watch of this. Again, debris was visible on reflectivity and everything. It's okay, Sam, I was just playing. But again, this tornado is going to continue to approach the Dothan metro area here. Again, likely no longer on the ground. But good chance that this does try to recycle. No, it's fine. We've all been there. Thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate it. I've definitely made bad callouts before, so. Dea says mega skibbity for this. Let's go. So again, this is going to be approaching Rehoboth and Malvern over the next several minutes. Again, probably going to see this try to recycle here at least once or twice more. Again, it still looks to me like this is going to go just ever so slightly west of Dothan, but again, Dothan, you need to be ready to seek shelter, obviously. There's a chance that it goes on the west side of Dothan. Rehoboth? Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Again, a lot of these town names out here in southern Alabama, a little tricky for me. See, there's town names that are in a weird way of the Midwest, and there's town names in the Deep South. They're both weird in different ways. So if you know Midwest town names, that doesn't necessarily mean that you know Dixie Alley town names. So I'm getting a report. We actually do likely have an ongoing tornado here again, by the way. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't think that's a debris signature. I'm getting a report from the east of Hartford area. This is not a debris signature. For anybody wondering, this is contamination. You can switch over to the reflectivity. You'll see that's not anything. Yeah, thankfully this has been over very rural areas so far. There have been a few structures hit, though, at the very least. Again, I want to refrain from pre-rating here as hard as possible because it doesn't matter, and I don't want it to make somebody take a situation more or less seriously because of a stupid number. Every tornado is a dangerous tornado. We don't know what the rating's going to be until after. So, there's no point in sitting here and speculating right now. So again, tornado warning remains in effect for the next 5 minutes here for, how do you pronounce it? Rehoboth. Rehoboth is a pretty good-sized city, though. Is it really? Yeah, I guess it is a little bit bigger than it looks at first glance. Again, I think we're probably good to end off our coverage here within the next few minutes. Again, very intense, late morning / early afternoon, depending on where you live, event. Out here, I believe it would have been late morning, actually. think this is Central Time Zone. Alrighty. Again, up here, further north you go, just a big old messy rain event here through portions of northern Alabama. Nothing to worry about. Not a whole lot else to say that we haven't already said. Big old flash flooding threat has been evolving here over the last several hours across portions of the Gulf Coast. Again, flood watch remains in effect for portions of the Florida Panhandle, southwest Georgia, and southeast Alabama. Thank you for tuning in, Mary. Have a blessed day as well. Again, we're going to wait and see what we have come out of here, but we're guessing it's not going to be good. So, new severe thunderstorm warning. Whoa! Dahani with the 1-month membership. W. Allen for donating. Give me a membership. Hopefully soon I'll be able to buy my own. As always, awesome coverage, Davis. Thanks. 1 month. W. Dahani. So thank you so much for the 1-month membership. Did Alan give you... Did you, renew it? I'm so confused. Anyway, thank you for the 1-month membership. Whatever that is. Again, if you do want to become a member, make sure to do so by clicking the button next to the chat box. Again, it's completely optional, but you will get access to exclusive videos. You can get access to early access to certain videos, exclusive... what am I saying? You are going to get shout-outs at the end of every forecast, custom stickers using the chat, and more. So even though I didn't sell it very well there, it's a pretty cool feature. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. If you're going to buy a membership, buy a Slayer Squad. You get all the same perks. I really should remove the other options. But anyway. Alan donated, and then it prompted you to donate 5, of which I got. It was during some chill stream, I think. I just got sent a photo of the actual tornado. If that was the tornado, Magic, if you're watching. I can't bring that up on stream, obviously, but let me turn up the contrast here even further. Hard to say whether that was actually the tornado or not. It's possible. It would have been very rain-wrapped, so entirely possible. If that was the tornado, though, then that was a large cone to a stovepipe, I guess I would say that. But yeah. Alright. So, again, tornado warning here expires in 1 minute. Again, this thing has occluded in its entirety, so if you're out here, just wait out this tornado warning. We're going to see if they reissue it. I highly doubt it, though. There's not really much of a reason to, but do keep in mind a severe thunderstorm warning here remains in effect. Big old pocket of elevated winds still going to be left over here from the Malvern area. Straight line damaging winds are going to be a big threat there for the downtown Dothan metro area. But I think that is where we're going to end off our live coverage for today. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. Again, huge thank you to everybody that supported me and my decision to make that forecast. That is the best call out I've ever had since I've started making YouTube videos. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.